An exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another currency. Welcome to Exchange Rates Anonymous. I want you to know that this is a safe space to share your struggles with your exchange rate demons. We're here to sympathize and learn from your problems with the floating or fixed exchange rate systems. A floating exchange rate is an exchange rate determined by supply and demand for the currency in the foreign exchange market without government intervention. A fixed exchange rate is one where the value of the currency against other currencies is kept the same through government intervention. This is also known as a pegged exchange rate. Okay, so Thailand is one of our success stories, so why don't you go first?
Hi, I'm Thailand, and I had an exchange rate problem.
Hi, Thailand.
I had a breakdown in 1997 where the value of my currency, the baht, fell dramatically. But luckily, things are looking up now. The baht's risen, and my GDP has grown 5% in the past 2 years, so things are looking good.
Hi, I'm China, and I have an exchange rate problem.
Hi, China.
So, I used to have a fixed exchange rate, and then in July 2005, I moved to a system that references a more complete basket of currencies.
Hi, I'm Saudi Arabia, and I don't think I have an exchange rate problem per se.
Hi, Saudi Arabia.
My real has been pegged to the dollar since 1986, and I've been running a trade surplus.
Hi, I'm the United States, and I don't know why I'm here at this exchange rate problem meeting.
Hi, United States.
Alright, well I'm glad that you could join us today. Thailand, could you tell us a little bit more?
Sure. Like I said earlier, in 1997, I had a breakdown where my currency, the baht, which was pegged to the dollar, was at 25 baht per dollar, and it rose dramatically to 50 baht per dollar in only a few short months. 1 minute everything was fine. Foreigners were investing in my country because of my comparatively high interest rates, and then due to some bad loans and speculation, the foreign investment just started pulling out, and our banks collapsed.
How'd that happen?
Well, it actually started when the U.S. interest rates rose, which caused the dollar to fall. And my central bank ran out of dollars because the demand to exchange from baht to dollars just rose so quickly. We couldn't keep up. It all happened just so fast.
So how did that affect your economy?
Well, actually, there were massive layoffs, and the prices of foreign goods were rising so high that my people were just going bankrupt, like, left and right. It was a really, really rough time. I actually brought some friends down with me to Indonesia and South Korea. Luckily, the IMF helped me out. Actually, they gave me a rescue package of over $17 billion. So, yeah. And there's some strings were attached, though, including the restructuring of my economy. But currently, my exchange rate's up to 33 baht per dollar, and exports and tourism are strong.
Didn't that also have a positive effect on your GDP growth?
Yeah, actually, like I said earlier, my GDP growth was 5% in the past 2 years, and exports and tourism were really the main reason we could get out of this crisis on top, because exports are 70% of my GDP, and tourism is now up to 6%. And currently our foreign debt's down, foreign investments has picked up, and things are looking good again. Last year we switched from a managed float to now a basket of currencies for the exchange rate.
A basket of currencies consists of weighted amounts of the currencies of a group of nations. A trade-weighted currency index is a weighted average of a basket of currencies that reflects the importance of a country's trade with these countries.
And we are now currently one of South Asia's second biggest economy. So.
Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing that with us, Thailand. China, would you like to share some of your recent problems now?
So, like I said, I used to have a fixed exchange rate that was fixed to the dollar, the US dollar, at about 8.3 yen to the dollar. But in July 2005, I switched to a crawling peg.
What's a crawling peg?
Under a crawling peg, a currency with a fixed exchange rate is allowed to fluctuate within a band of rates.
So since I started to revalue my currency in July 2005, the cumulative appreciation of the renminbi against the dollar reached 15% this January, which is, but some people, actually a lot of people, still think that I'm artificially manipulating my currency and that it's significantly undervalued.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, what isn't wrong with that? It effectively protects China's export markets, and then I can't sell my goods there.
I know I shouldn't try to undervalue my currency. It makes it harder to control inflation, and it limits the use of my fiscal policy. It also minimizes the role that the domestic consumption can play in economic growth, which I have a huge population. That's really going to be a driving force of growth. But a revaluation could also destabilize my economy and my financial stability, so I don't really know what to do.
Well, I'm currently on the basket of my exchange rate is a basket of currencies, and I see that you are too, and it's been working well, so I would say stick with it. And I mean, China's been doing great, and I feel like if you would devalue the currency a little bit, it wouldn't destabilize it too badly.
Huh, that's totally right. I mean, my GDP is great. It's been like 9% the last couple of years, especially since we started revaluing our currency. Maybe I will just sort of stick with it. Oh look, our time is up. What a shame. Let's continue our talk next week with Saudi Arabia and the US sharing their problems. We'll be meeting in room 125 next time. See you then.